Thank you so much. That's my name, and I have already told you I'm an entrepreneur. Serious one at that, which is why I declined answering the question on purpose. I'm still finding my purpose. I am doing all sorts of businesses, partly because my mentors are doing so many. When you ask them, when will you stop? They say, when I stop loving money. But the problem is money is hard to stop loving. You might even chuck your wife, but money is hard to chuck. So I'm still continuing to discover myself. I'm also a business development consultant, and not because there is a course that I did that makes me a consultant. As I was doing my businesses, people started calling me to share like this. And then I realized I can share and the people really be happy about it. And then people would give me an envelope for sharing. I said, you mean you can be paid to share your failures? And I said, okay, let's do it. Then we did it. So now I've been a consultant like that. Please. This is where it all starts, in coffee. My parents raised me by growing coffee. And I must confess I did not like the experience. They used to bundle us on a pickup and take us whether we wanted or whether we did not want. And so I hated anything with farming because it was always forceful. But it only came at a point when I fell in love with some kagar. That kagar changed my life. It was the first time I had ever fallen in love. So you can only imagine the intensity. That kagar made me do things I had never thought I could do in order to please her. I escaped from home because she gave me an appointment at midnight in a club. That now escaping from a home of a Muchiga is suicide. And that is what I did. But that's not all. And I will forever be grateful to her. She had these guys who are cool, around her. These guys back then, they are putting on these designer clothes, the Fubu 05, and with big shorts, big trousers, and they bounce with designer shoes. And me, I was a broke chap. So I needed to show that I have something. So I decided that what do I do? The only thing I did was to look at what my fathers do to pay for us fees. So I joined the coffee. I asked my father to allow me grow some coffee besides him so that I can make some money. Of course, I did not declare the reason. But passionately, for the first time, I walked myself to the gardens without questioning, without being pushed. My father, even the days he wasn't going there, I would take a bike. And as I am going, the passion is not because I love what I'm going to do, but because there is a goal, a purpose now. You see? I think that's how purposes are born. I needed to make money so that I can come and please that kagar. It's a true love story. And when I was done with the planting, my mother runs a coffee nursery, so I joined in. She gave me some trees. My father gave me part of the land. Then I started using my own labor. When I was done planting, then they told me the bad news. Coffee takes 1.5 years to give you the first harvest. $1.5 years. That means I needed to hold my love for 1.5 years in order to buy that shoe and that. Not so easy. It was heartbreaking, but I joined. Later on, I tell you how I come to fall in love with it many years later. When I'm done with my university, somehow I'm doing other things. I go back to help them, and we have now grown the farm into something bigger because of what I learned from school and the experiences I've had. But then that was my first enterprise. Next. This was my second enterprise, courtesy of MTN. That is senior for vacation still. Now I have learned that coffee will take 1 year and a half to do what? To give me, but I can't wait. So I come back and I look at what people are doing back in that period, what they were doing to make quick money. Then mobile phones were very few. Only those guys who could brag genuinely had the phone. You couldn't brag with the phone because it had costs on it. You get my point? So only the rich guys or the guys who had the money could afford the phones. Now many of us used to go with the coins on these booths. Those booths. I like this. I picked it from MTN. It's an advert. I don't know how they put a booth in the lake. But somehow, MTN, I like your words. They are just out of this world. But this was the design. Someone would have a phone and then you go, you pay some money and you make a call. Now, I see this girl, this lady, she has a kid at the back and then she has a guy, a child. And she stands on this booth on MTN in Masaka, on our main street, Masaka. And she stands there, and when you go to make a phone call, she tells you, no, if you use your coins, it will be a lot of money. You will make a shorter call. Use this card. You remember those cards used to give us MTN, But they were like 15, but then if you made calls, you could make calls like 5,000 more. It had a certain model where there was a difference of 5K. So the chick would give you the card, you use. Then at the end of it, for her, she saves a profit of 5K. Then she goes buys another card again. Her whole capital was 15K. I was impressed. I couldn't imagine that people can take care of their children like that on just that money. So one time, her child falls sick. She uses her entire capital to treat the child. I find her somewhere. I ask, what happened? Why are you no longer doing this thing? She says, Munanga, I ate the money, the child, I couldn't allow the child to die. I said, now if I give you the capital, can we share the profits, the 5K you talked about? And she says, yes, I'll give you 3K and you give me 2K. I said, you mean it is possible? In Masaka, I bought those cards from the office, the MTN office, very many. And then she kept giving me the 3,000. And I was happy. Couldn't believe people can make money without hustling. My job was to leave home and pick the number of cards, look at the number of cards she has used, pick the money, and go home. It is true. People can make money without hustling. While they are seated home watching TV. We multiplied machines. There were many machines in the town. So I went on booking many machines. And she was getting the ladies who would go on those machines. Now she started giving me 2K because the other 1K was for management. She managed the ladies and we made the money. Now I got excited. I loved the money. Something happened along the way. The manager of that center got to see why it is only me buying the cards. And some magic happened in MTN headquarters. We left where Chesterway after making serious money. And that is around S4 vacation. Next. But it turned to be that MTN took over all those things again. And now the ladies you see with those aprons are over, and I'm thinking it is under some department that has a budget of millions of dollars within that thing. I don't know how it works, but I ate MTN money. Nowadays, when I'm buying airtime, I don't regret a lot. Then I went into some of the money I picked from there. 2 years down the road, I went into barber shops. I started the barber shop. Now it so happened the other coffee that I had grown, you remember? In senior six vacation, it gave a first harvest. I had even forgotten about it. Again, those things of purpose. When you have a purpose and it disappears, you forget what you did for it. I had forgotten about the coffee. Oh, the God, of course, it was a roast mission. Total roast. Now, don't remind me about that God again until we finish. If you want me to give you the best, So I wanted to find something to do during the vacation. And the only thing that came in, I didn't have a lot. My brains have not always been the most intelligent. So I am always basic when I'm looking at things. So I started looking at things. And one time when I'm in a barber shop, I realized when you are in a vacation, you are losing a lot. The guys of today are advanced. They have games, manya PS3, manya what, to play at home. You are busy. You have very many channels. Back then it was few channels which can come on at a certain hour. You are really idle and disordered. So I spent a lot of time with my barber, our family barber. Then I realized people come cut hair, they donate their hair, they go. They pay some money. They donate. Everyone comes and leaves their hair, they go. Said, but I think I can also do a barber shop. I don't know how to cut, but I can get people who can cut. Then when I was looking for capital, my mother reminded me that the coffee had given the first harvest. Put it together, started my first barber shop. The story there is too long, but don't have the time. That is the first barber shop. It graduated into something bigger and bigger. And that's why please, next. This is why I want to share with you something. When I had that one barber shop, I thought I was big. First of all, I did not have responsibilities. I ate home, I slept home. Then I go to the university, and it is giving me my pocket money. I'm not asking for pocket money from my parents. But I am also rich by the standards of a campuser. I have the money. I am like you, my friend. I have people to spoil. With 50K, I was big. Now, towards the end of campus, again, another girl comes in my life. I have suffered with these people. This time it is an outing, and I am so sure I am the rich guy on the block. I have my 50K, it has been sent on the pocket, and I say, where do we go? She says, this Centenary Park that had been just opened, things were booming. So we say, we go. Everywhere we go. Anyway, yeah. So we go with our 50K. I think I take her. But in the time, she says she has headache. Then I tell this girl, let's pass by pharmacy. We buy some Panadol because you will spoil the outing. Mind you, she's a Muchotara. And you can imagine a mix of a Muchiga and a Muchotara. That means you are the big Muchiga, you know. Take the Muchotara back to Nyarshanje. That's a big deal. So I'm walking in clouds, walking with this Muchotara girl. And now she says, headache, I say, we do everything today. Let's go to the pharmacy. She says, no, me, I don't do pharmacies. I have medicine. Don't worry about me. He said, are you sure? Yes, we go. We go to Centenary Park. Centenary Park. That there is that Caprese. Is it Choto? Hey, yeah? We sit. Then she says, this is where my medicine is. Let's order for a shot. I said, let them give you the shot as you want. And the girl, because I have my money anyway. So the girl asks for one. I look at it. They bring it. The thing is small like this. They bring it. You know, they bring it on a big tray. Carrying it like this. They give it a lot of respect. I don't know why. Then the girl picks it. The way they pick it is in a special way. Then she puts it in like a real dose. It is sour, but she has taken the dose. I say, is that all? The dose is just one. Let them give you, it is usually 3 times 1. The girl is going to cure the headache. I want the best evening. The girl takes the order for 3, they come. Now, when you order for 3, the things come with the receipt. So the guy brings the receipt and says, this is the one. And I look at it and I say, oh, you have made a mistake. The man says, looks at it and says, no, it is the one. Then I look at it again and he says, I think you have added a 0. I says, no, it is that price. My friend, I said, this is supposed to be 1,800. He says, no, it is 18,000. That's when I realize I am in trouble. Quick math. 18,000 times 3 is what? What? 54. And I have 50K. And we have not started eating. And we have not started drinking. We are just healing the headache. That is when I realized that one business is not enough. These are so many haircuts, my friends. So, friends, a haircut you will save about 1K. Now the girl has eaten so many of them in just a dose of one thing. So you can't feel big that you have a business, that one business that you are okay. And this is why I want to share with you. Friends, have many more sources of income. We know employment and we know self-employment as the thing that everyone takes us to. Eh? Employment, you know the challenges with employment. Hard to get jobs. I was at the university giving a seminar talk and they told me they are in MOOC, I think, 150,000 per year graduates. We know that the whole country cannot employ those because government employs 300,000 since it was born. So we know that people will keep piling up as unemployed. Then you add many years to that. Employment has its issues. You can't wait for jobs. If you get it, good. If you don't get it, then they tell us, go to self-employment. That is what I did. I started my own barber shop. I thought that was enough. Then I come to realize that one girl can eat your whole salary in just a short. So self-employment is not enough. Are we together? You can't have one shop, one bakery, one job, and you feel safe. Who are you? Maybe the ladies, but I know even the ladies now, you can't buy that cool vehicle with just your salary. Not so. Which is why I would want to encourage you. I don't know why these words are breaking, but I would want to encourage you to start companies that run many things. Start companies where you employ people to do things for you. Then start another, do other things. Start another, do other things. Are we together? And where possible, when you have some good money, don't allow it to idle in the bank. Invest it and become an investor. Are we together? Let me give you a practical example. Let's continue. Just the one barber shop, please next. The one barber shop, I have since grown them, and my dream is to have 100 barber shops. These barber shops employ an average of 10 to 12 workers. Each of them makes money so that I can become richer and I can afford many shots without complaint. Yeah? The other girl I didn't tell you I had to run away. Yes, you can't, I don't know how yours do it, but when a bill comes over and above what I planned, and I can't see where to get it, and there was no mobile money at the time, you can't make an emergency call to save you. I ran away. That girl forgave me, I think, in Jesus' name. She's born again. But we sorted it somehow from there. I have since started these barber shops. There are many from Mbare to Jinja to Masaka to Kabare to Kitigum. I am running these barber shops. And I have calculated that 100 will give me a monthly 1 million is enough for me, each barber shop. At the moment, the barber shops I have are able to hit between 700,000 and 2 million, anywhere in between per month. So I can average 1 million per barber shop. They are not so fancy as you can see them, but they are enough. Next. Next. Then, next. Then, that's when people heard that I'm doing so many barbershops, they started calling me to testify. In between, I have not told you so much, but so many people were teaching me how things are done. You discussed the topic of mentorship earlier on, eh? You know, your brain has brought you where you are now. If you want to go where Bitature is, you need Bitature's brain. It is as simple as that. Your brain has brought you to a level where you eat 1 meal unwillingly. So if you want to eat 3 meals, you need to find people who eat 3 meals to tell you how they are doing it. It is not magic. It is not because you are so super intelligent. Just ask how do you do it. In between there, I have had mentors, I have had trainers. One of them, I am so lucky. And the only reason I'm here, the main reason I'm here is because of him. Mr. Martin, please. A big loud of a hand clap. Mr. Martin in 2007 taught me about the principles I am sharing right now. That one barbershop is not enough, that I need many more barbershops in order to make it to my dream. And there are many principles in between. I have had the opportunity to be taught, and I continue to be taught. I realize I'm not yet anywhere. Imagine me with Mbide here. I don't talk, I keep quiet, and you allow the man to talk. You just can't begin. You don't have any right to talk before a very rich man like him. Are we together? Unless you are his staff and you are explaining the challenges of the company. Since then, I have become a consultant. As they share with me, I go out and share. Now, some I share voluntarily, but in companies like this where I pay my airtime, I get paid. Are we together? And there are many organizations that keep paying. Please, next, in the interest of time. These are all companies that keep inviting me and keep paying me. And that has become a source of income. To stand and you talk to people and you share your experience, your love story at that, and then people pay you. Isn't it interesting? There are so many staff here of MTN whose experiences are so valuable that if they stood to share with young people, to empower young people, they would be paid for it on top of their salary. Now I get paid an amount that someone earns a whole month in one talk. 1 hour. I had a meeting after here. I have cancelled it because here I'm going to be paid. You get the feeling, eh? For just talking, 1 month salary is done. Next. Then I went, now, somehow along the way, when you are starting companies that are growing, you get challenges that cannot be dealt with by you. And this is where the whole topic of today is hinged, the technology. You see, in employment and self-employment, you are investing 3 things. You are investing your skill, and investing your time, and investing your effort. That's why you get paid for your skill, for your time, and for your effort. In self-employment and in employment. In those guys who say, I want freedom, I'm going to be self-employed, you are lying to yourself. There is no freedom in self-employment as it is. In fact, to just tell you the fact, farmers are self-employed. And we have a saying that hard work pays. Are they the richest? Our farmers here in this country? Are they the richest? To be exact, they are the poorest. You have shop owners you have seen and you have grown up in the village and they are self-employed, but they cannot afford their own vehicle. But they have been having their shop from when you were 3 years old up to now. The whole self-employment thing is given to you or to us. I was the first victim. And the talk is so encouraging, but it is not necessarily true. Self-employment as it is that you have given yourself a job. Now, you employ your skill in selling those things you are selling, or you employ your time and you employ your effort, both, in fact, all of them, in order to earn. Now, in employment, you can employ those things and you are sure of your salary. In self-employment, you can employ all those things and you don't break even. You make a loss. Which is why I wanted to take you to the technology side. When you own a company and you choose the mentality of growth, you are going to employ people to make for you the money. And then employ technology to monitor some of your people and to improve some of your business systems. And then employ money. Are we together? So that you remain free. The people work for you, the money works for you, and the technology works for you. Case in point, right now, I'm here. In the time I have been here, Centenary has informed me of people who have deposited money while I am here making this one. Centenary technologically has sent an email alert. 61,500 shillings, 61,500 shillings from Masaka 1. This is deposit 40. 30,000 from Jinja. Deposit 37. Then you have those interruptions of adverts. Then another one 40K. As little as 40K, as little as 30K, as little sometimes as 10K. And it is coming in on a daily basis, so on an hourly basis. I stand to be corrected. Technology, therefore, allows me to monitor people whether they are paying up. And I don't have to walk back. A few years back, I would have to drive and go look into people's books. Meanwhile, I'm looking into books they have written for me to look at. So, like URA, they have a book, this one for Bless, this one, this one is ours, this. I had become a threat in my own barber shops, like URA. You know how we write books that this one is for URA and this one is for ours? Now people are writing, this is for Bless, this is ours. In my own barber shops. Where I say, Mochiga, you do that to me? Now you bring in the technology. See? So eventually I found some bright chaps who said, by the way, you see, those people can text a message every day of sales and expenses. And then you keep adding them together in an app. You have an app, I have my phone. They send a text message, the app reads the message, puts the data in there, and I'm able to see it as graphs. You get my point, eh? And eventually it creates a story where I can trace who is cheating me. If it does not stand with the averages. Are you getting my point? So I invested money in this app, and it has since, next. Now I read things when I am in Sese. You saw that picture was me being cool. I told them, take this one. It was me being cool in Sese Island while monitoring my business on my laptop. Which business? Cutting hair. No, not these cool ones of yours. You guys who are on computers, MTN, those things. No. Hair. Monitoring on an application. And this is how the whole thing is. It worked out for me. Then I realized if it can work out for me next, if it can work out for me, it can work out for others. So we said, let's do something mega. Let's do something where people can have accounts on a platform and monitor their different businesses. If you have salons, you sign up to the salon tracker, and then you monitor your business like that, the way I'm doing. Are we together? So we are now finalizing this to sell it to other people. If you have your barber shop, if you have your farm, you want to monitor how the milk from your farm, you want to monitor. We have created very specialized trackers to help those people monitor their businesses. And I intend to become a millionaire on this. Next. I am about to. Now, I need you to note that that my route to the technology businesses has been one of the challenges that I suffer. Are we together? Not because I was creative, not because I'm intelligent. Let me tell you something. I am not that intelligent. But I have noticed that when there is a problem, there is also what? A solution. And this you have been told and told and told that it works that way. With the other business, I needed to track my businesses, my expenses and the sales in order to know my profits. And true to your question you asked earlier on in the panel when we were there, when I was an important man there. Is the technology a threat? Yes, it is a threat, especially when you don't think well. With that solution, I had employed several accountants to help me, but they were failing to help me. With this solution, I eliminated all the accountants with my application. Now comes another problem. This one came from my own home. My wife, very busy, no time for shopping, and yet we needed to eat at home. Are we together? Always moving up and down, and sometimes she forgets to buy the things. Me, I don't eat meats, apart from chicken and fish. Now, when they forget those two, that means when people are enjoying on the table, I am gloomy, yet I'm the father. You get the feeling, eh? Those of you who don't eat meat and other people are eating meat and you are there, you have been given beans, that's when you realize the pain. So we came up with this solution. I said, if my wife cannot shop, and then I can't go to the markets, then someone should be able to deliver things here. So I came up with this application. And again, I went to the bright chaps, the software guys, Village Mall. Not Village Mall. What was the other hub? My colleague was here. Innovation Village. I got some contacts and then some contacts led to other contacts and they told me they can do an application. I had seen what the other app had done for me in business. Now I wanted it in my home. Then I realized I normally have a border guy who brings things for us. Can't he bring for us things from the market? I said it is possible. How can we make other people like bordermen and the market women in the Butare and the supermarket people, how can we make them deliver things to us? So we created an app. We are launching it very soon. It has been tested. It is delivering groceries, home groceries. And each transaction that goes through, I eat some little money. I intended to become a millionaire. So now you realize why I'm not sure of my purpose. Because every day there are new challenges that require me to think. And I believe the same to you. Not so. There is a challenge, it is possible to turn it into something. Not so. If this can be some business that I can start, it is the Jumia type, although it is modeled very differently, as you will eventually see it. I intend it to become like the safe border thing. The way safe border has spread. Aren't you proud of border? I mean, imagine how someone has branded the safe border people who fear smartphones to use them and make money. The same, we are modeling this one to help those who have jobs and those who don't have them, those who have businesses to make money using Whereas. I gave you a story of Jenny earlier on. Jenny used Facebook to market her things. I told you now she goes to China. Her problem now is stock, real stock. The other time she had pictorial stock. Now she realized the technology was helping her save money, not buying real stock. Now she has a shop. She goes to China to buy and stock. Things are much harder for her than they were when she was using technology. So we know that people like Jenny on Facebook, if have you posted something on Facebook, you come back 2 minutes later, the thing has already disappeared in a long line of many posts on Mama Tendo. You notice that? So we think Whereas will be that shop where people can own their shops, whether they have real products or not. And they can sell, you can sell your auntie's crafts on your Whereas account. Provided you have your clients who know you. This is not a picky ponke thing of clients will come, pray about it. You must have your own clients. You communicate to them, go on Whereas and see the products. And they can order them anytime. Brothers and sisters, as we finalize, the journey in the last 10 years has brought me to a bit of steady progress. Now I am constructing these things in Jinja. From barber shops, nothing fancy. Cutting hair to coffee. Now I'm big in coffee. With the coffee now, I partnered with my parents. We have 67 other farmers in the community that supply us coffee, and we sell at a higher level. We don't sell to the market price. We process a bit and take. With the technology that I have showed you, we have a few clients before we launch. You have to design things in a controlled manner. MTN does this way. Before they launch a product, they already test it within a certain controlled environment. And now even in the testing, we are making some money with some of these products. Yeah? It is possible. It is what? It is possible. I could not have dreamt of doing these things if I am not seeing the money from people cutting hair. People cut hair even during inflation and demonstrations. Walk to work, people first cut hair and then they go to walk to work. People will skip lunch and they pass by a barber shop. You get my point? So the business is here to stay like MTN. And the people, you may not be my client on Whereas, but you will be your best friend's client. And each transaction you take through, I eat some 100 shillings. Not bad. Not bad. Are we together? If Jumia can be listed on the New York Stock Exchange for being a hawker, that is what they are. They are simply hawking the shoes you sell, the phones you have. They don't have a warehouse where they have stock. But they are now listed on the New York Stock Exchange. Amazon has made the other guy the richest man by hawking things. Then it is possible for me also to make some shillings. I may not make dollars, but I can make some coins from here, not so. That is how I look at it. Brothers and sisters, thank you so much. Let's keep dreaming. It is possible.